your morning coffee, your phone, the bus you ride, even the paint on your walls. It can all be linked to Uyghur forced labour. A groundbreaking report by Global Rights Compliance exposes how state-imposed forced labour in the Uyghur region is tied to everyday products sold around the world. One example, Uyghur Group, a company with a major titanium production base in the region, supplies thermos mugs, flasks and cups to global brands including Disney, Coca-Cola, Nescafe, Walmart, Starbucks and Costa Coffee. The report also finds evidence that Uyghur Group, through its subsidiary Xinjiang Xiansheng, may be participating in China's coercive labour transfer programs that have become a hallmark of forced labour in the region.
And it has become extremely hard and difficult for companies to operate without being complicit in those abusive practices. And that's why, in our investigation focusing on aluminum sector and how that aluminum from the Uyghur region ends up in global car brands, a report that we have released last year, we called for car companies to source responsibility. And if you cannot operate in the Uyghur region, then exit responsibly from the Uyghur region.
The human cost is truly devastating. Uyghur workers in beryllium processing are exposed directly to toxic dust and fumes that scar the lungs, causing chronic beryllium disease, a lifelong debilitating condition, and dramatically increasing the risk of lung cancer. These operations take place under harsh, tightly controlled conditions, long, exhausting hours, unsafe environments, and punishment for failing to meet work quotas. This is the reality behind the critical minerals the world depends on.
They talk about their goals around decarbonification and using more solar, using more renewable energies. And then they talk about being stuck by only being able to procure those green technologies from the Xinjiang region or the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China. But what we don't often talk about is, aside from the toil and the oppression of the Uyghur people, the energy used to produce those green technologies is often coal. And one reason why the Chinese government is concentrating itself in the Uyghur region is because those natural resources, those critical minerals are available, but they're also very highly polluting to extract. So not only are we participating through our commerce in the oppression of people, but also, ironically, for our green technologies coming from a very dirty place. We need to put that hand in hand.
In the UK, imports from the Uyghur region rose by over 595% in 2024. This is partly facilitated by 3 new direct cargo routes from Urumqi, the capital of the Uyghur region, to Bournemouth, London and Cardiff. These routes have contributed massively to the reported £800 million worth of Uyghur forced labour imports in 2024. Companies with documented operations in the region, like Xinjiang X-Run, maintain a visible presence in the aerospace industry, including sponsoring events like the 2024 Farnborough International Air Show. Titanium from the Uyghur region has also been traced into the global paint industry. Major home and commercial paint brands, including Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Axalta, and BASF, purchase inputs from CNNC Huayuan Titanium Dioxide Co., a company with documented operations in the Uyghur region. This means the paint on our walls, in our workplaces, and in public spaces may be directly linked to state-imposed forced labour.
But forced labor is not an economic side effect. It is central to the machinery of genocide. When Uyghurs are taken from their homes, whether to camps, prisons, or far away factories, what is left behind? A community without fathers, mothers torn from children, land emptied of its people, a whole nation weakened, controlled, and redesigned to serve the state. And this is how genocide operates.
GRC's research builds on previous investigations linking the UK's transport industry to Uyghur forced labour. The engines of London's red buses come from suppliers tied to these practices, Geely, a Chinese entity which owns a British company that builds all of London's EV black cabs, allegedly participates in coercive labour transfer programs in the Uyghur region. This new evidence is critical. Under the amended Great British Energy Bill, Britain's new state-owned energy company will not be allowed to use or purchase solar panels linked to Uyghur forced labour. But this risk extends far beyond solar. Lithium, titanium, magnesium, beryllium. These supply chains remain wide open, and we continue to profit from a genocide.